Good evening, families and students of the Muroc Joint Unified School District. This is Kevin Cordes, District Superintendent. I have with me again this week Brent Tan, Assistant Superintendent, and Trevor Walker, our Chief Business Officer, Director of Technology and Food Services. Just want to thank everyone for another great week of school as we are all doing the distance learning and living in the new reality that we have at this time. We are starting to see two things happen simultaneously, and I just want to address that right now. Throughout the nation, throughout our state, even in Kern County, although not to the same degree as other counties in California, we are seeing cold and flu season is here, and as predicted, there are upticks in positive COVID-19 tests. So we're seeing numbers rise in positivity rates, and in certain counties in California, including Kern County, there were opportunities for school districts to decouple themselves from county data in order to have greater flexibility and autonomy to decide how students could return to school and not be necessarily married to the data from the county itself. We did that as nearly every school district, if not every school district in Kern County has already done. And so what we're going to see is a far different scenario coming back to school than we saw when we left last spring. Last spring, when COVID-19 really hit hard and we saw how serious it was, within a matter of weeks, every school district went from absolute traditional school that we have all been used to for generations to absolutely at home, whether it was packets or over computers or whatever the mechanism was. But it was very, very swift, and it was very even across the board. Everyone went to it. As we come back, that will not be the case. District by district in California, by law, it is the governor's wish and it's the state legislature's desire, and we do enjoy the autonomy to be able to decide for ourselves using local data, asking you as parents, as students, talking with our staff, negotiating effects of coming back to school as well, coming up with a plan for what works best for Muroc, for the children that attend our schools here. So, in the upcoming weeks and months, we will hear stories of neighboring school districts that are doing different things, that are starting to bring programs back. We may even hear of school districts that back away from programs that they have brought back. And as we see these two things happen simultaneously, increases during cold and flu season, and an increase of schools, especially in Kern County, so surrounding us and including ourselves, trying to find ways to get children back to school, there's going to be this delicate balance of what is the right pace to follow. So we want to do that collaboratively. That is why we send out the surveys. Thank you to all of you who are able to take the time to give us data back. Thank you for answering extra questions this week. It helped us to understand a little bit better about family scenarios and situations, and we'll keep doing that. We will never rush, and we'll never drag our feet. We'll do the very best that we can, and most likely in hindsight, we will know much more than we know in the moment that we're making decisions. Unfortunately, that's the way reality is. But we will always, always err on the side of caution and do everything that we can to ensure that as we bring students back over time, that we do so in a staged and safe manner. So thank you. Thank you for all the positive comments you make about our staff. If I took the time to read those out to each staff member, I think our message to the staff would probably go 45 minutes. There are just so many kind things said about so many people. I would ask a favor of you. Write them a little email yourself and let them know what you've shared with us if you haven't done that. We have a lot of very hardworking people, and I am grateful to hear about it, and I would like to share it, and I try to share it, but it's getting to the point there are so many that I would hope that the teachers are hearing this and the staff is hearing about this as well. So if you could do that, that would be great. We're coming into the holiday season, and this weekend is Halloween, so I'll leave you with that and hope that you all have a great Halloween, eat a lot of candy, get some tummy aches, feel better by Monday morning, and we're going to be back at it. Thank you for all that you do. And now I'm going to turn it over to Brent Tan.
Hello, students and parents. I just wanted to say, first and foremost, thank you to all you guys. Kind of piggybacking on what Kevin said, is we really appreciate how collaborative you have been, and also having to wear multiple hats, assisting in teaching your child and things like that. So we really wanted to say thank you for being so collaborative with us, working with us, and all the kind words that you have said to our staff. Another thing I kind of want to mention is that, in regards to our district, we always want to strive to get better. So if there's anything that you feel we can improve on, whether it be communication, services, things like that, please let us know. We're always willing to push that envelope forward. In regards to students and IEPs, I kind of mentioned this last week, but I encourage you, if you feel that there's a better way for us to go ahead and provide individualized services, things that you would like to prioritize in regards to goals, or even if there's a need for social emotional support, please reach out to your principal, your case manager, and have them schedule a meeting so we can discuss and how we can all talk about it and how we can best serve your child. Other than that, I just want to say happy Halloween. It's daylight savings, so enjoy your extra hour of sleep, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.
This week, I have a few things I want to touch on. First and foremost is Impact Aid cards. By now, you should have definitely received one in the mail. If you haven't, please reach out to your school site. If you are enrolled as of October 7th, or you are here, you are a student as of October 7th, we need to get that card back. We had 100% returns last year. We really want to keep it that way. The Impact Aid cards provide a lot of data for us, as well as very important funding. That funding benefits the entire district. So it's critical we get the Impact Aid cards back. You have instructions in that envelope. You have an envelope with prepaid postage. So please, if you have a moment this weekend, please just take a moment, fill it out, follow those instructions, put it in the mail. And then that way we won't have to keep harping on everyone to fill them out, because we'll be reaching out soon if you haven't gotten one back from your family. So please help us out there, get those in. If you were here October 7th and you didn't get an Impact Aid card, reach out to the district office or your school site and we'll provide you another one. Other thing I want to touch on is free and reduced applications. So I know that not everyone's coming and getting meals right now, but the free and reduced applications and counts, those do a lot more than just providing free and reduced meals. For the families, there's many resources out there. You already have seen it this year with the internet options, where being free and reduced is one of the first factors to help qualify. There's other things out there, though, such as helping qualify for test fees, additional tutoring supports. There are many programs out there that rely on the free and reduced. So please, if you haven't already, go online, go to our website and fill it out. You should have one in your opening day packet. Fill that out, send it to the site. Or if you don't want to do it online and you don't have one, just swing by a school site, fill it out. You can fill it out right there and hand it back. But this year we have one of the lowest percentages of forms filled out and students who qualify in the entire time that I've been here. So please take that additional moment. The one online is very quick, very easy to do. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on a tablet. You can do it on a computer. You can do it on a Chromebook. Just go ahead, fill it out real quick, submit that, and that will help out us and hopefully help you out as well. Also, I want to thank everyone for filling out the contact methods on the survey this week. We're going to go through it. We actually got a lot of responses this week, and that was great. So we can start looking to see about tailoring some of our outreach through those channels that you guys said is the best ways. And same with technology, we'll look through and see. Overall, it looked like most families are doing pretty well, kind of the usuals of bandwidth's a little bit rough and things of that nature. And as I always mention, feel free to email me. Email's on the district website, twalker@muroc.k12.ca.us. I know I said it fast, but it is twalker and then the usual Muroc email. I'm happy to try and help you. I've helped out a few families with different issues, and hopefully I can help you out as well. Last thing I want to touch on is a comment we got a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to mull it over and think for a bit. But I think it speaks to some deeper things that maybe we need to take a step back on and just evaluate. The comment was this: it's embarrassing that our director of IT, I assume that's me, can seem to understand how to unmute himself or make a video that doesn't drop its feed. I assume they meant can't. And first, I want to say I'm not embarrassed. I would love to be perfect every day, but I'm not. And we're all learning. On the technical side, when we record and hear and when we stream the board meeting, all the microphones and cameras to make all that happen, it's a lot more than just being on your laptop and having to hit the space bar or hit the little microphone. There's a lot of things. There's wireless signals to deal with. They are more complicated, and it's not an area I specialize in. Videography and audio engineering are not things that are part of your normal technology background. On the topic of video that doesn't drop its feed, that's actually kind of by design. All these years, we have really focused on ensuring the best connectivity and bandwidth is at our school sites. The district office is quite remote, and up until recently, it's been prohibitively expensive to bring any sort of high bandwidth connection out there. So we've always focused on making sure the students and the teachers and the school sites have that high bandwidth and connection, and that's where we've always put the money. This last year, the spring, we finally had the option to bring fiber out to our district office, and we did sign that agreement. I think it was back in March, but as many of you have noticed, back in March, COVID happened, and so things have been very slow, but we still have that moving forward, and we still have a fiber built out. And once that's done, our connection will be much better at the district office, but we're just dealing with the fact that by design, we have focused on the students, on the staff, and making sure they came first over the district office. So those do happen. I think the deeper conversation to have, though, is we're all experiencing this together. This whole world, we're changing, and we're having to do things differently than we have much of our lives. We're all working from home, having to help kids at home, having to telework, having to teach remotely. We're all dealing with this. The world of recording yourself, being on webcams, that's new to everyone. And I think it's a good time to have a little grace for all of us. My goal is every week I just want to get better. The reality is you don't become an expert overnight. You don't learn algebra on day 2 of being in class. That's why we teach these things for a year. And if you go through and you really like math, you can take algebra many years, all the way from high school through college. There's algebra builds and builds and builds. And it's the same with all of these technologies. Is day 1, you barely know what's going on. And day 2, you get a little better and you just keep going. And for me, I'm not embarrassed because I think every week we get a little better. And that's what I hope and expect of our staff, and I hope and expect of our students, and I hope and expect of our parents. We're not all going to be experts, but every day, if we can get a little bit better, we're going to get somewhere. And that's what I try and emulate and show for everyone. I think it's the way we can get through this together, is every day we just take that next step. We learn a little bit more and we move forward, and tomorrow's better than the day before. With that, I want to wish you all a great weekend. I hope you enjoy your Halloween. Stay safe, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.